Good morning people, it's Pete, Mindwiseman's channel, aka Maverick Outdoors, and today's Sunday the 12th of February, and you can see I slept last night in this log cabin. Ready to strike up a bit of breakfast, which I'll give you the SP on in a moment, but the view from just outside the open door cabin at Church Farm Ardeley. So before I explain why I'm here, just show you what I'm going to knock up for some brekkie. Got some bread thins there, broke them in half so that they actually toast easier over the 2-burner stove. They're sort of a multi-grain bread thin, and then I'm going to boil up some water to actually heat up this chicken and bacon pasta. But also what I'm going to do is, while this is heating up in there, is also heat up this small tin of beans with the tin sausages all in one. So that's going to be my breakfast. My old faithful brew box, you've seen me use a lot with the sugar, coffee, tea bags in there. So I did 2 sachets of all-in-one, which I can then just add the boiled water, which shouldn't be too long now. The toast is doing. I'll butter the toast, put it on that stainless steel plate, and then the water that's in that sauce, put it on the strongest burner, which is where the toast is. Once I can switch that ring off, which is controlled by this little tab turn key at the side, which has got a rod that goes all the way through. So of course where the fuel goes through here, if that's switched off, that doesn't ignite. So obviously there's no burner going on. But when you open that, you've got the 2 burners. But once the water's boiled and the toast is done, I'll shut down that ring, and then it will give all the power on here. Boil up that water. Really simple, convenient, with the tin of beans, and that'll be the calories to get me going on this nice, fresh, cold, wintry type. So you can see I've now swapped it over, put the kettle on there. It needs a little bit more heating to boil it, but the toast is virtually done, so I'm going to switch this side key off, and if I take a close-up of it under, you can see now that's switched off, which then boosts up the power back into that one, because obviously it's not been diluted by having both the burners on. So I'll get the water boiled up rather, for my brew. See, I've emptied the sausage and beans into the pouch with the pasta, chicken and bacon. That's already at a scoff. That's really piping. I've got to wait for it to cool down actually. It took about 10 minutes to heat all the way through on a decent heat. Yeah, lovely. With a bit of dippy of the toast down there. So I'll get that down my throat. Famous last word. So before I load up my vehicle in my bug out boot, I'll just sort of like finish off showing you some of the kit. As you know, that's the old 2-burner stove. Brought about 8 litres of water. This kit bag you've seen me use before, it's the Dutch Army, which actually carries their sleep mat, but it's sort of like a wax, really protective. And I put the fold-up stool in there, what I call my hardware kit, gloves, machete, saw if I needed anything, knife, knee pads, all that sort of thing. So that was my hardware bag. There's my bolster that goes underneath my canoeing seat, but I wanted to use that to actually raise the level of this fold-up stool, so that made it more comfortable if I wasn't actually sitting on one of the chairs that are actually in the cabin here, which are all part of the fixtures and fittings. Waterproof jacket, obviously, in this sort of weather. But there's my deployment bag, which you've seen me use this quite a bit now in comparison to a rucksack, and it's really practical. Just get hold of it, goes in the boot of the car. It's top load, as I say. If you follow my videos, you've seen this plenty of times, but it obviously had practicalities for being in the cabin this weekend and being top loading. You've got access to get to everything compared to a rucksack, which is, you know, one thing on top of another. You've got to get stuff out.